A British lawyer named Ben Emmerson has been appointed by the United Nations to investigate the United States and its allies, UK and Israel's use of drone aircraft strikes, mainly in Pakistan, Iraq, and Afghanistan, although they've been used in Yemen and a few other places. He's going to look at, because they really want to know if the civilian death tolls are higher because of the drone strikes, because you don't have that same human connectivity, because humans aren't directly flying these aircraft, and because they've proliferated so much, they're now a third of all U.S. military aircraft, that it's so cheap and just easy to send a drone into war instead of sending a piloted aircraft. And so there's this theory that may be leading to higher civilian death tolls. But we don't really know that at all right now, because the Obama administration and the U.S. military has always been very tight-lipped about collateral damage and civilian casualties. And so he's going to go in and look at 25 different cases of drone strikes and really get a sense for how many people died on the ground, what are the impacts in these rural places where these drone strikes are taking place. And he's going to present that information to the UN by this fall. And that will help give us a much clearer picture of the drone war that's going on. And as the robotic drone arms race proliferates around the world, because China and Russia are going to want to get on this too, as well as the other military players, it'll allow us to really make a more informed decision about, is this drone warfare the right thing to do, or at least know the threats of the drones. He's also been very clear that if this leads to war crimes, then so be it. He's not actively out there looking for that, and he's not actively out there looking to ban drones, because he knows they're pretty much here to stay. But he does want to make sure that people are held accountable and that there's a lot more transparency put on this issue, because up till now, President Obama hasn't released any of his memos and legal justifications for why he thinks that using drones to target American citizens, for example, is a justifiable use of force by the President of the United States. So hopefully it will pressure the Obama administration to be a little bit more transparent. Hopefully the world will find a little bit more out about the drone programs, and if they are in fact leading to more civilian deaths than non-drone warfare. And he'll see if anybody needs to be brought up on war crimes. And if they do, the irony of this situation is going to be, you could have Obama administration officials or, members of Obama's military brought up on war crime charges by the UN, when the entire Bush administration and Bush military got off scot-free for using torture, for starting wars that were unjustified, and for killing hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million civilians across the Middle East during his administration. So that's kind of the ironic thing about this. But let me know what you think about the drone war, and if you think this is a good call by the UN to go and investigate, and if you think Obama should cooperate with this, or if you think he should follow the advice of some of the hawks out there and just completely ignore Emerson's inquiry altogether.